I was just talking about. I'm gonna have to double check my 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 storage space here and the videos I've been taking. But anyways, one of the problems. So again, I'll just repeat what I kind of was saying before. All these people to me, they're like crisis actors. These people are not real homeless. Most of them. Some of them might be. Some of them maybe are. And they're getting paid some nominal amount of money to just take up space, But the others, I call them like they're kind of like crisis actors. They're gang stalkers. They're crisis actors. They probably had some little bit of training in terms of how to act and how to seem normal or whatever the heck, how to fill their little play their little roles. But as I was saying, anyone who would sign up for torture, because I'm being, like I said, this is the first video I'm doing today, October 30th, Thursday morning, at St. Anthony's. Now I walked from Glide, where I was sleeping, to here, which is not too far. It's like 5 minutes away, to St. Anthony's, where they have a kitchen, a dining room. You can get your food here in the morning. And so I walked here a little earlier than normal. I got here earlier because I wanted a better spot in line, I guess, but not too much better than normal, or that I would have gotten had I just waited another 25 minutes. It would have been not too far off from where I'm at right now. Probably just like another 5 minutes in line. But I got here 25 minutes later, but I don't get 25 minutes earlier in the line, so to speak. It doesn't matter. Anyways, yeah, so these people sign up for torture. They know I'm being tortured, these people do, with lasers, with heat, near infrared heat, most likely. And they know this. And I was saying that anyone who signs up for torture is evil. There's no way to justify it at all. And then I was saying how, and then if they knew my story, my history, my family's history, and even specific details, that makes it even more unjustified. But it's already 100% unjustified, so I don't know how you get 1,000% unjustified. You see what I'm saying? But anyways, um, but yeah, so this is not a shining. This country is no longer, if it ever really wasn't, ever what was anyways. But we had at least for a while, we had the illusion that it was headed in that direction. Kennedy's shining city on a hill, Camelot. Um, Now we're a shanty town in a swamp somewhere in the freaking bayou or whatever, and we're back to medieval thinking, medieval times. People who are pro torture, they're barbaric people. And anyways, I just quickly repeated what I just had been saying, but I didn't realize my camera wasn't on or my video wasn't recording, so I just had to repeat everything I just said. I'm not sure when it stopped recording. This is the shitty ass phone. I swear to God, I wish I could have a proper phone. But anyways, sorry about that swearing. But anyways, um, yeah. So these are like crisis actors. These are not real people. Most of them, especially the ones that are standing. Maybe the ones that are hiding. They whatever. But who knows? Who knows exactly? Um, I've got my theories, and I can go over that someday in the future. What are the different backgrounds of these people? Where they come from, and whether they're prison population, former prisoners, and working through ICE. Some of these Asian people who seem to be first generation in California, which is unusual to me because I had Asian friends growing up here who were second generation already, and they spoke perfect English, or no accent, rather no accent, right? And so I was surprised to find so many first generation Asian people in Los Angeles and here, at this point, But anyways, but I just assume now that they're kind of being forced to do what they're doing because ICE is part of this whole thing. ICE is in terms of this whole this security apparatus, if you want to call it that, is what I've been calling it. They're part of it. This massive security apparatus. Most of these people may think they're part of just one community grassroots thing. It's not true. They're deluded or they've been lied to. Both. This is just a one tentacle in a beast that has a lot of tentacles, and it's an oppressive beast, is what it is. And I was talking about how ultimately paranoia is going to really start to set in amongst these people um, once they've accomplished more of their goals, and once they start mind raping everybody. Um, Paranoia is going to set in because this is why. It's very simple. The elite of this country, the oligarchs, they are paranoid because they know they are oppressive. They know that they are oppressing the population, they're stealing all the money from everyone, and as a result, that makes them paranoid that 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 there's gonna be an uprising one day. So they're constantly in fear of that. But it's not gonna go away just because they've got their so-called people in place. That's not gonna make their paranoia go away, because they're gonna say they know we're still paranoid and that we're still mind raping people, and and it's going to result in like this feedback loop where we're paranoid, we're going to mind rape, they don't want to be mind raped, and they're going to want changes, and that's going to make us even more paranoid, and then we're going to mind rape some more, and then they're going to be even more paranoid, and it's a feedback loop, and it's going to just end up in this freaking it's going to be destroyed. Paranoia is going to be one of the elements that brings down their ridiculous fascist society. And anyways, so yeah, I'm recording this video because I'm in a little bit of pain here. All the torture I underwent last night. So last night was what I woke up at. I had to go at 12:30 or so. Then I had to go at 2 I believe it was 12 or so. Yeah, 12 or 12:30. And then it was like 2:30, or no, maybe 3. And then I was able to not have to go. And then I had to go at 4:30. And then I've been recovering from that one. And I'm still getting targeted as I stand around here. And like I said, these are fucking torturers, man. Can you believe it? We're in the freaking year 2025, and these are not knights of the round table. These are freaking, these are knights of the, what do you call those people? Knights of the Ku Klux Klan or whatever their acronym stands for. I don't even know what their acronym stands for. I forget. That's who we're dealing with. People with a lot of hate in their hearts. People with a lot of venom and bile and hate in their heart, So, anyways, I'm going to stop this video. It's 8 minutes, 35 seconds into this video. Again, it's Thursday, October 30th, 2025. And yeah, I'm outside of St. Anthony's. We're at the corner of Golden Gate, which is the name of a street, Golden Gate Street. If you see that light ahead of me, that's Market. Is that Market? Yeah, that's Market, right? Yeah. And it's Golden Gate here, and then this street here is what is it, Leavenworth, I think, something like that. I think so, but I'm not sure. I think it is. All right. Yeah, so here's me. Let me get me in here real quick so you see me there. And here's my waist section. This is where the pain is, all behind here. And then they get me from the back too, right? Whether I'm facing forward or back, they'll target me from the back, that way. They'll target me from the front that way. So yeah, people see me like swaying my hips like this all the time. It's not because I'm dancing. It's just being a bit of a moving target. It's kind of like almost like when you're I don't know, say you're roasting something over the fire, you want to keep it kind of moving around so you don't burn through whatever you're cooking. So that's why I do that. Anyways, yeah. So just oh, and I was saying it back at Glide, in my audio recordings. This is the first video I've done audio recordings earlier this morning and last night before bed. I went to bed around 8:30 p.m. or so, and maybe a little later. I think I was up. I remember this poet. I was looking for the name of this poet. His name is Ben Okri, Okri. He's a Nigerian British poet. And 2 years ago, apparently, he was knighted. He was knighted by the monarchy in Britain. And I was trying to figure out this guy's name because I saw this video of him over 10 years ago. And I bought 2 of his books for my younger sister. And I think the one book I bought was called The Famished Road, which he won a Booker Prize for. And then another was, I think it was a collection of poems, because he's primarily a poet, but he writes a lot of novels too. But I was trying to figure out the name of this guy because I talked about him. I posted a link to him on this game development forum, and he made this comment in this video he did where he was doing recitals, but when he was doing a Q&A, and he said that Hollywood is actually the movies that Hollywood makes are actually very conservative. And I remember when he first said it, I was like, huh, what? Everyone says Hollywood's liberal and blah, blah, blah. But in terms of the content of these movies, and then he gave examples of themes and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, you know what? I think he's right. Hollywood movies are actually very, very conservative. The themes that they put out there over and over again is very, very conservative themes. Anyways, so I was trying to remember his name, and I couldn't. I was searching for, African American, or I knew he wasn't African American, but black poets, and his name was not at the top of the list, but it should have been right in the top 10, because he's regarded as, in fact, one of his books is regarded as is in the top 100 books that have shaped the country, not this country, I think in Britain though. But anyways, he was knighted in 2023, and it was only in 2023 that he finally got a U.S. publisher, which I thought was odd. But not that you couldn't buy his books; you could buy them on Amazon and stuff like that. But he didn't have actually a U.S. publisher, and since 2023 he has had one. But yeah, I don't know why I digressed here. I think maybe I just wanted to say about how Hollywood is actually more conservative than you think, and I'm telling you this that here in San Francisco, and I was in LA, of course, for 7 months. There's not a lot of progressive. This is not San Francisco. I thought I've never been to San Francisco before, but I tell you what, it's nothing like I thought it would be. Nothing at all. I kid you not. It does not feel like a progressive city in the slightest. I saw them. Well, I'm not gonna get into it, but anyways, I'm gonna stop this video, and maybe I'll restart an audio later. But yeah, I just gotta. These guys are doing something on this manhole there. I don't know what they're up to. But they're getting a nice early start, though. And they got these little police vehicles, parking enforcements that just roll around. We got these street sweepers never seem to go away. Anyways, that's it for now. 14 minutes, 32 seconds of this video. It's October 30th, 2025. It's currently right now, it's probably about 6:20 a.m. or so. Maybe close to 6:30, maybe. And just waiting for St. Anthony's Dining Room. You can see that sign, it's the St. Anthony's Dining Room. We're just waiting for that to open up. And the line eventually takes you all through here, behind this chain link fence, this chain or the chain stuff will rise up. They'll lift it up, and that's how you know they're open. When those security fencing, chain fencing, right, gets lifted up, and then you see those doors behind it, those two double doors with the lights shining through them. That's what we're waiting for. All right, bye.